Hello and welcome. So I'm going to play Hearts of Iron as the Netherlands. We're going to go down the fascist path. I'm going to show you how to do it and what are the various options there are. Today we are not going to invade Belgium. Today we are just going to uh, build up a navy, an air force, and the military. Not today, probably today we will get only through part of the setup. I'll show you part of the setup. Uh, of the initial setup, and okay, let's go. And Iron Man mode, okay? Okay, so first off, we have to do several things. We're going to group our military, okay? We're going to set them up to train. We are going to assign a field marshal, and we're going to assign a general as well, okay? Then, we are going to dissolve our air force, and we're going to sell it all. Why? Because it's useless, and we're going to build a new one. Okay, so we're going to go to the international market tab, sell aircraft, add equipment to market, and we're going to add all these 3 aircraft, all of them, and we're going to put them on the high price setting. Okay, there we go. Then focus. So right now, and I mean focus as in focus tree. Okay, so here what we're going to do, we're going to go down first the political path to try to turn the country fascist as fast as possible. We're going to go down this one, the first, then this. We have to here do some decisions here in the decisions tab. Then we can cave to the Germans, and then we can go here and obtain an advisor. And while we do that, we will also try to go down this path over here and here as well. Okay. Then there are several options of what we can do. For this run, what we're going to do is a very basic run. We're just going to build heavy cruisers that raid. Okay. This build that I'm going to do is based on, we're going to have very few ships. I think we only need 6 or 8. 6 or 8 heavy cruisers. We're going to raid the UK to oblivion, and the rest of our army is going to try to support the Germans when invading the USSR. Or if we see that the UK is weak and pathetic, we can try to invade them, or do any other thing that we think can support them. Issues with this that I find usually is, for example, we might have to build man tracks, but we'll get to that stage. So let's set the focus and let's get this started. Okay, then with research, we're going to do the typicals, the classics: research and construction and machine tools. Okay, this is classics. Then building. Okay, when it comes to building, you can do several things. I usually do 2 civilian factories. Because you usually don't get much progress because we have a big debuff. Let's look at our big debuffs. Okay, so here we have construction speed, weak political government. We're gonna get rid of this very quickly. Shell shock spectator of the Great War. We'll get rid of this more slowly, but it's also, you can see, a big debuff. And this we'll get rid of it. I don't know where we'll get rid of it. Okay. So what we can do regarding construction, usually what I do is I build 2 civilian factories here at the start. Why? Because we're not getting anywhere, because minus 40% is going to be a big problem. So let's set that up. Now with regards to here in the military tab, we can start building artillery, and we can start building trains as well. Okay, here for the start. I'm not going to commit anything to shipyards because there's nothing decent. Okay, and with regards to ships, we're going to join our navies, and we're going to put them to train. Okay, so here we're going to start training. Here we're going to start training. Also, here we're going to set our engagement for around here. Okay, and that's basically it for the start. So let's set up the speed, which at the start is set it at max, and let's start rolling. Okay. First sales, up they go, and everything is sold. Okay. Now with regards to picking advisors here, I usually don't pick anyone anymore. Oh, wait a sec. I also forgot to create an agency, so it's basically it's more about the decryption stuff, basically for the UK. Okay, that's basically the main thing. We take advantage of not being able to build anything at this time. We create our agency. Okay. Ideally, you do this right on the get-go, but we just skip them. No big deal. Okay. Because our factories are basically now worth so minus 40%. So it's the best time. When we do other focuses, it'll start increasing their value. So now is the best time to get this done. Let's go down here and let's continue. Okay, so here with 50, we could pick up this guy who will help us with Navy. Since we are going to use capital ships, heavy cruisers, this guy would be good. So I usually pick this guy, and he's also cheap because we as the Netherlands have to really dose our commitment with political power. So to keep it simple, I usually pick this guy. And over here, I really don't remember who I usually pick. This guy is moderate pick. I wouldn't pick him because we really need the political power at the start. So I usually focus more on the military guys because now political power has become more or less important. I mean political power, experience. So I'd really go with this guy, start building up more experience because that's going to help us research other things more quickly. That's why. Okay, so this has completed. So let's continue. Let's pick up spy. I usually pick up someone that has you want to have 2 traits, one for intel extraction and one for infiltration. If we can get both of them, good. If not, we will pick someone random who doesn't have any traits, and so be it. Right now I'm only going through one strategy of Fascist Netherlands, but there are several, and several derivatives of those, so right now we're just going one way. And one way in which you have every sort of military branch. We're going to have an Air Force, we're going to have a Navy, we're going to have Army, so really we're going to have a little bit of everything, right? Something completed, I think, or... Okay. This, we have to now take some decisions. It's really easy to do, but the first time you do it, you might get confused. So here we're going to pick this focus, which will give us plus 10% construction. So that's why it's better to do these things of the Intel agency at this point. Here I pick usually air reformer because I want to have my air wings have as much experience as possible. I really think experience is key. And also we have to do these. Okay, we have to get 25 political power, and then we can take the next focus. Okay, so during this time we really just have to keep the eye on the ball with regards to that. We finish this, so we continue, and we keep on this as well. In the meantime, as you can see, there's quite a bit to pay attention to. That's just continuing the classic opening of research, so nothing new there. Okay. And I think for the next we would have 25, and we would be ready to take the next focus. Next, Netherlands has a little bit of a funky business with the focuses, so we have a couple that are really short and one that is extremely long and nauseating because it's extremely useless, at least from my point of view. I would modify that one, or change what it can apply because I find it absolutely useless. I'll show you when we get to it which one I think it is. So now we can take this decision. This is a short one, so 35 days. Okay, we can continue improving. So what I usually do, we can either take some passive defense and some of these. So for example, I take Navy, Economy, and Air Force. I take Navy to get more knowledge about the Navy, because when you reach more than 80%, you can know where the fleets are positioned, and also know where the trade routes are. That's important for us. Economy, to know a little bit more about the amount of convoys that we destroy, and Air Force, because we're going to try to protect our airspace, and we need to know how many aircraft we are destroying. Um, just to know. Passive defense, just so we don't get spied to death. So yeah, that's basically it. So let's start with passive defense, because it's the most important one, and if we don't have time because of anything, it's the most important. Okay. Now, meanwhile, we can check out this. So we are missing this advisor, which we will be able to get once we turn fascist. He's the one that I usually choose, so we have to save up political power. Now we can get this as well, which will allow us to get a buff to fascism, as well as the advisor that we want. Here we were lucky, we got this guy who has the infiltration asset, which is good. We can set him up to start setting up an intel network. We finished passive defense, the first layer, so we'll get up to the second one. Okay, Ethiopia has capitulated, usual. Okay, we have 100, so we could pick a doctrine if we wanted to, and we do want to, so let's go ahead and pick a doctrine. So I usually pick Fleeting Being. Why? So basically, what we get from the get-go is convoy raiding efficiency, which means that we can raid the tiles. How much we can raid with the same is that. I really don't get into the mechanics of this because honestly I don't know, but in theory I think that's what it means. It means that, for example, sometimes when you set a certain amount of ships to raid in tiles, your amount of raiding efficiency drops. Well, this aids you to, for the same amount of ships, be able to raid more tiles with more efficiency. We want that, okay? Submarine, it really doesn't, you know, float my boat because yeah, float. Okay. But anyway, it doesn't float my boat in any way because it's about submarines. I don't have submarines, but anyway, it doesn't do anything to me because we're not gonna build any submarines. Okay. Regarding the other milestones, we really don't care about them because honestly, guys, these milestones, they take so much to progress. With 8 ships, come on, we're not gonna progress anything. So let's take this, okay? 100. Because it's more about later being able to pick up the spirits, okay? So we can start getting the spirits and start rolling. And you see, guys, we gotta do a lot of stuff real quick, picking up experience and that sort of thing. I think this is a classic if you really want to be involved at the sort of start of the game. So when France falls, and have a little bit of involvement, okay? And to do that, we really do have to, step up the pace, okay? Okay, so we're doing that. Now we have to keep the political power because we need 150 for the political advisor. So when you have that political advisor, we bring him in, and we're good to go. Okay. With this political advisor, it will help us turn the country fascist. We'll have to open up political discourse and hold elections as well. Okay, let's see. There we go. And now we can continue with increasing the efficiency. So that's why you really want to do these passive defense things as soon as possible, because these focuses will now increase the efficiency, and it will be more, not to say costly, but less beneficial, because before it just takes, the other ones, they just take factories away. And in building, you actually need the factories to be efficient at building, which is what we get removed. So that's why the choice of doing that is made. Okay, so that's the justification. Okay, so here what do we do? I think this one is good for us at the start because we build cruisers. But we also could get this to help us research modules. But we don't research too many modules, so not really that beneficial. So I think the best thing would be this. Later, from here, I really don't care about this. I think this one, which reduces accident chance and increases blockade runner, is by far the best we can use. And this is the one where you really have more competition. In our case, screening bonus when using only capital ships plus 30% is what we want, because we will combine that with another bonus that we can get in another within the doctrines, and we'll get plus 30%. Okay, so for right now, what we can do is this. There we go. We're just trying to get the picks done, do the things ASAP, okay? Okay, so we got a couple of researches done. So we're gonna get into 37. So really, you can sort of do these already because you're almost there, okay? You also have to sort of try to observe how this is evolving, because when you get to 50% you can hold the referendum, and you want that to do that as quickly as possible. Now here we have all the passive defense done. We're going to do Naval Department also as well. Okay, focus is done. You can pick any of these, no particular order for those. As you can see, this is decreasing. Once we get it to 0, that will be good, but it will still take us a little bit. The other one will reduce it another 10%, and then we'll sort of go on a side quest. Okay, so we are done with that. Here we go on this side quest. Why do we have to do synthetic refineries? Let me explain quickly. So, as the Netherlands, we at the beginning do have possessions here where we have a bunch of oil. Let me show you with the resource tab. Where are you? Here you go. Resource tab. Here, we got a bunch of oil, okay? And we also have a bunch of aluminum. What's gonna happen? This is gonna get captured as soon as we get involved. This will take a little bit more time, but it will get captured. Sooner or later, it's gonna get captured, okay? What can we do? We could try to defend it, but honestly, guys, the US is here, they're gonna raid us, and it's gonna be a hassle. And the problem is we also need rubber, okay? So since we also need rubber, we need synthetic. So just to avoid the whole hassle, we're gonna keep it all local. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we're gonna go on with this. And okay, so as you can see, really not much progress. 1 year has gone by. We haven't even built one civ, okay? Because we've been doing other stuff. We also have the issue with the debuffs. So really, you know, you can do this another way, which you don't build your intel agency, and maybe you can get a little bit further. But I just try to take advantage of this, you know, useless time because you have so many debuffs. And with that last thing, we are done with the intel agency for now. It would be good if at some point later you come back to it and you add the protection with encryption. Okay, encryption protection. It's not really called that. Let me show you. Machine assisted decryption and machine assisted encryption. This one is the easier one to add, but I think this one is far more valuable. But you know, whatever. Okay, that is done. So we have to do no more of that. Okay, this guy. Before he gets captured, we call it intel network, so we can stay around here more or less safe, but no guarantees. Okay, Grand Doctrine. Here, what do we want? We want something that adds interception detection. Why? Because we're going to be intercepting most of the time. And why is that? Because we want to reduce the fuel consumption. So here we go. That's the justification. Off we go. Okay. rather than the communists. So this is what it's going to do. It's going to increase the support for fascists. Okay, so we're at 40%. Once we reach 50%, we can open political discourse and hold a referendum. Once we hold a referendum, the country will turn fascist. Okay, we can also here also choose this decision as well, which will help us with what I told you, plus 20%. So screening. And I'll show you when that occurs, and we're going to also choose this of stay at your post, which will decrease the accident chance and help us gain in the blockade runner trade. Honestly, guys, blockade runner trade, not really what I am in love with. So you could also, for example, choose this one as well. Here, this one I don't know why it's called Seawolf. It's only useful for subs. And blockade runner adds 20%. This one's better if you want blockade runner gain. I might actually add attack. So yeah, I changed it to attack. Okay. Here, if we can add something, we add anti-aircraft because our divisions are also going to have anti-air. So now that we can add that. Okay, so plus 5%. So we should almost be there. So we gotta be ready. What we can do is we can open up political discourse, and there we have it, hold national referendum. Okay, so when it's time, we will hold the referendum, and that will be it. Okay, so here we're going to add a manufacturer for our small arms. Okay, so why are we going to decrypt the Soviet Union? Guys, we might have to help the AI German is absolutely a shit show. Really, they are not the best. So what we have to do is assist them. How can we assist them? Well, basically, what we can do is aid them when they're invading along this coastline, because here we can sort of do some naval invasions and help them. We can also help here in Finland. We can also invade here. I know it seems absolutely crazy, these provinces. Why would you invade here? Well, it's absolutely useless. The only point is to distract troops and bring them here where they can't fight well because there's no supply. You can also do sort of the same strategy over here, which would be more useless. Why? Not more useless, more useful. Why would it be more useful? Well, if you observe here, there is a little bit of resource, and here much more. So if you are able to push down this way, which you might be able to, you get a little bit of resource. It would be useful for our country and building a big navy. It would be useful because you get chromium and you get steel, which is important. So in that, it would be useful. Okay, and here we are. We are getting advancing that. We're also going to build an air force, so we have to get started with researching aircraft. So the first thing is to research the small airframe because it takes us time. Okay. There we go. I think we can absolutely, we're at 50%. We can hold a national referendum right now. Off we go. There we go. So we are fascist already. And what does that mean? We can change our economy law. We're going to change it right away. And there we go. Next thing we're going to change is our trade law. Okay, not now because we still get some benefits that might be useful. Okay, and with regards to this, now we're going to change and research. I always go from the longest to the shortest. The shortest is the engines. So that's how it's going to roll. Okay, guys. Also, we forgot about it, but we trained our ships as well. Some of them are still training. These ships, at least the surface fleet, is absolutely rubbish. Delete. Submarines, we can keep them, and we can assign. You have to be a little bit tactical to where you send them, but they will do a good job. And we split them in fleets of 10. I'm assigning here icons, guys. Icons don't do anything, just FYI, so just in case anyone thinks that. Okay, there we go. And these guys are not trained up, so let's keep training them. Check on them once in a while because as you add more people to the manpower pool, they will fill up the divisions and they have to train up as well. Okay, so we finished building that, guys. So now let's turn for our refineries, and we can also start building after the refineries. We can build 2 dockyards because we need 5 to be able to build each capital ship, and then we can also build. Well, we actually have to build 4. Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, so here when we go to the focuses, we're going to now go down here, and we're also going to take this. This gives us 3. We need 3 plus 2 and plus 2 now, so that's a total of 4. So we are going to go here, here, and this. First, we're going to go this way, so Phillips and expand R&D. Overturn military budgets will go second, and then prepare military neo expansion. If you really wanted to rush far and away cruiser models, you could go here. You would have time. It's just that I find it better to have just a couple of cruisers that are half decent instead of waiting until having the top notch. But you can do it. It's better. They're faster. For our purposes, they're better, and there's really no reason to not go with them. So if you want to, you can go. We can absolutely do this strategy some other time. But I think for this one, we're gonna keep it a little bit basic. Basically, what I do is all sort of derivatives of this start. So this start is going to be universal for most of my playthroughs with Netherlands that I do down the fastest path. Okay. Okay, away we go. When we get 100 political power, another thing we can do is start building military land army XP. Okay, army XP. And here we can do 2. I usually do to increase production. Then we can pick this. I go with Phillips usually, and we also can assign a designer or a MIO to our small arms, and we can also have space to add 2 slots. So we can save these slots for when the aircraft come in, which is what I usually do. So these slots, I currently don't assign them. It would be good if you assign them. So for example, you would be able to build a little bit of, what's this parameter? There's a parameter here that it rewards you. Sorry guys, I forgot what it is. Well, production retention. So you can build up some efficiency and that would be good. But I don't do it because later I'm gonna have to change it, so it's pointless. So that's my point of view. So you can do something different with that, okay? Let's see. So with regards to this, we're ready. Okay, they're all here. Good, they're not trained because I don't know. Sometimes they bug out. I really don't understand that, guys. If someone knows something about that, please let me know. I don't know why sometimes some of them just bug out and don't train, and the other ones all train. Maybe it's because they didn't have enough manpower or something. I have no clue. Okay. So I think it's a good moment to wrap up, guys. We're in the sort of middle of the setup here. I'm just going to maybe we can do some of this, but most of this ahead of time. We have to choose another research. We're in 37, so it might be a good moment to. We really have to do very minimal. We only have to research this, and that's about it. It might be good to start with some of these things. Oh yes, the truck. The truck is one good thing to research because we're going to add hospitals, and we're going to add also hospitals. I mean. Let me see, guys. It's a support company. I sometimes I blink out on the names of things. Exactly. Sorry. Field hospitals and logistics company. For both of those, we need trucks. So research trucks, so you can start building up some production efficiency. Okay, guys. But with that, basically, I'm going to finish the video for today. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.